to rock, so we're watching Bloodwolf Inc. versus 31st Hussars. Let's see what they can do. This will be surprise edition. Let's take a look at the decks. Ultra AC-10s in the Kodiak. They have a Spirit Bear with LB-20X, Small Pulse, and SRM-6s. Large Pulse, Medium Pulse, Small Laser. The Small Lasers, of course, on that Grasshopper, simply to hike it up to the shoulders. So, these are the Small Lasers right here. You must have an arm laser somewhere. No, head laser. So, basically, all of his big weapons are up here, and that's a pretty good setup right there. Oh, I should probably unmute you. Alright, well, hopefully it didn't say
I don't have anything important to say anyway.
Alright, Timberwolf is bringing ER Meads and Large Pulse. Rest of their guys swinging out the right side. Hunchback 2C, Large Pulse. Hunchback 2C, Large Pulse. Alright, so we are off and running. Looks like Bloodwolf Inc. is over in the D4 region, but they're actually crossing straight to Theta. They're
crossing right over.
They've got that Ultra AC-20 Kodiak. Not a huge fan of it. I feel like it runs very hot for not a lot of output. They do have a Hellbringer, yet again, with LRMs. So we'll have to see if they can get something going here against 31st Hussars. So they're coming through Death Valley, and I don't think they've been spotted yet.
No, I don't think so either.
This Hunchback might get caught out at Theta if he's not careful.
This Hunchback's not looking around.
Hopefully he's got some seismic or something, because he's about to get jumped on. He's kind of looking in that direction right now.
And Bloodwolf's slowing down a little bit. I think they're waiting to get some of their guys to regroup together.
Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan at all. So these Hunchbacks are at Theta. They're starting to move out now. I'm wondering if Bloodwolf might have missed an opportunity.
And there's the engagement. I think they did miss the opportunity there to get some fire on these guys. Yep. Now 31st Hussars is setting up with a couple mechs across the bridge, apart from Theta, with some Overwatch here as well. A good strike, though, pushing them back a little bit, but Bloodwolf needs to get on some of these mechs at the ramp. They've
I would just jump on these Hunchbacks right now if I were them.
Jump on them right now.
They've got the weapons. They got the opportunity. Here comes that Spider coming in, putting some shots on that Grasshopper. Nothing open yet, but as soon as he does, it should be a relatively quick kill. But there's kind of a two-front war going on.
Yeah, this Hunchback is getting torn up right now for Bloodwolf.
It's a two-front war. Bloodwolf getting hit from both sides, just staying on Theta. And not sure if that's going to work well for him. The LRMs are getting hits in there. The Spider now dueling with a General Oxide.
Feels a little too indecisive right now from Bloodwolf. They had some opportunities, I think, to push two different sets of groups there, and didn't really do either, and kind of held up on Theta, and now they're taking a lot of damage.
And the ER Larges, though, from that Banshee, he might be able to get some work in there, but the first Hunchback 2C goes down for Bloodwolf. This is just a very difficult place to trade from, especially with people having two wide angles like that. There's an Arctic Cheetah with, I think, ER Larges? Two ER Large lasers in the Arctic Cheetah. He's getting some shots in on the Kodiak, and the Spider's helping him out. Let's see how bad that Kodiak is. He's just now getting through the armor, but everything is starting to jump on the Spider, and they flushed him out. The LRM's continuing to do work, down to 36% for that Kodiak 3, and he's jumped into the low ground.
And another Timberwolf down for Bloodwolf. They're just losing too much armor at this point.
There's so many separate battles going on all over the map right now. That Spider is in pretty bad condition. He's got to be careful or he's going to lose his mech.
Believe it or not, these LRMs are actually, the LRMs and the largest from that Banshee are forcing 31st Hussar into the canyon here.
Center torso open for Mod Gruder in the Grasshopper, and he's actually getting hit by those ER Larges coming from that Banshee sitting in D4, essentially just shooting as fast as he can, as fast as his heat will allow. They have gotten some decent damage out on 31st Hussars. They just need to make some connections here, and they've only got 4 mechs left to do it with, and this Kodiak is getting kind of stuck. His center torso is about to be open. Looks like he got rear corded at some point, and he's about one shot to death right now.
Yeah, just taking fire from all angles at this point. Just, unfortunately, too little too late, I think, on Bloodwolf's account here. They had, I thought, a pretty good positioning in the beginning there, but just indecision killed them.
I don't know if they didn't know how many of them were up there. I don't think they had any scouting going on, really. you know, maybe if they knew there was just 2 hunchbacks there, they would have just gone over and just completely decimated those hunchbacks, took them out of the picture right away. But they were essentially gathering up for a movement, but then the movement that came is to kind of move up to Theta and then stop moving. And the Banshee is doing whatever he can. He's getting shots. This 18% Kodiak just now went down. But that is the first death for 31st Hussars, and they do have a couple really fresh mechs, namely that Oxide could probably finish this one all by himself if he's got enough ammunition for it. But they're on the hunt for the Banshee, and there's actually a fight down here with the Spider, who's still alive, trying to do whatever he can against that Spirit Bear.
Impressive that Spider managed to live for as long as he did.
And the last one left being the Banshee. And that's going to be all she wrote for Bloodwolf Inc. Good attempt. 31st Hussars had a very good firing line, though, and they reacted well once they knew where Bloodwolf was, and just did a really good job just kind of focus firing down. That's what we're looking to see.
I'm tempted to go see if Ham27 is on our TeamSpeak right now, just to tell him he's got a code. All right, let's see if we got everyone connecting here. One more person, come on. There we go, everyone's in.
Yay, victory. You can give the code to me if you want. No, he's re-rolling. Ham, you bastard. All right.
Oh, and you're going to give it to Darth Peanut, of course.
I guess we were just that boring that Ham just can't even handle it. You know, he's probably fighting or something. Black Knight's bringing 4 large pulse lasers. That's a pretty brutal build. I was running something similar to that, of course, in my Warhammer, so I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work on the Black Knights. It is lower mounts, though, than the Warhammer.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Still a lot of fun.
It's still a Black Knight, so...
Looks like 331st is moving in force up to Kappa. A little bit of an unusual movement here. Pretty standard movement out of RavenWood heading up to the line, kind of overwatching Theta, it looks like.
They can jump on him from here.
They can. If they see Kappa flashing.
They can go the other way, too, because 331st has access to the ramps. They could easily just walk up a ramp and start fighting. It looks like that might be what they're going to do here.
They certainly know where they are now.
They are a lot closer to RavenWood than I think RavenWood understands, or not understands, but than they would like. Because, you know, they got so many ER larges, they have no idea that 331st is building up right on the other side of this. It's going to be a hell of a surprise. But 331st is kind of chillaxing a little bit.
Yeah, they're chilling a little bit. I think they were trying to get the full cap, maybe.
But this is where, like, not having the fast scouts can be a problem because those Ravens aren't really scouting for them. But they're not going for the ramps. They're staying in the low ground. And this Raven just looked out there and didn't see anything.
Just missed it.
That was so... turn around! All right, well, they know they're there now.
He knows the hunchbacks are there.
Oh, man. So that Raven is getting shot up, but the other guys did see it happen. A lot of really close calls.
I'm surprised 331st didn't go up the ramps there. This looks like they're going to be fighting from the low ground here.
That could be a problem for them. Let's see if RavenWood's able to put their shots on target. That Raven 3L did take quite a few hits, but I think he's moved into relative safety. And the Jenner 2Cs now are looking like they're going to get into the fight. We're going to see them run into the main body and start stirring up some trouble here while 331st gets up close. But they're being a little bit surrounded. Damages, I'd say, going in favor of 331st, at least for now. But we'll see if this positioning
they run up to the heat cap. And
there's a Black Knight caught down low, and he gets actually focused down. Yeah, he got focused really hard in that narrow crevice. Bad overheat by Dictator.
Self-destruction, actually, by Mercon in the Kodiak 3. This is rapidly going in 331st favor. Up now 4 kills.
So they just came in like a wrecking ball, and
I think so. I think RavenWood ran up against the heat cap, and they're in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, and this, I say it every single time, I think this is a scouting issue.
Yeah.
The fact that these teams were so close to each other, and RavenWood had absolutely no clue. Head on a swivel, you know, all those nice token words I like to say, they all mean something. That Raven running up to Kappa should have seen something. The Raven running back towards Sigma should have seen something. Your main body shouldn't be the first one to see the enemy. That's a problem right there. So,
and you've got those Ravens, stick around the edges, you know, use their range, but you know, get some eyes out there.
You got to find those sight lines. Like, if they had that Raven sitting back here or something, you can see almost all the way into Kappa from back here, you know, and he's mobile enough to move up when you know where they are, but have him watch your flanks. Have him watch for movement down some very popular, you know, traversal points, if that's even a word. I don't even know if that's a word.
I'm not sure.
Traversal.
I'm going to say that's not.
Okay. Well, you're the rocket scientist. You should know a thing or two about traversing things. I just turned into Sean Connery for a little bit there.
Yeah, you did a little bit.
Traversing things.
But there we go, 331st with a solid win. Took some damage doing it, but once they got in range, that deck advantage was all it took, I think.
Yeah, they pretty much started that fight within their optimal range, and that's a problem when you're a team bringing ER larges and stuff like that. You can't allow the enemy to start the fight inside their optimal range with like mid-rangey rollover, large pulse, you know. If you're starting the fight at like 400 meters, you're done. It's over. You're already at heat cap. You can't put out the numbers. And that, there's no coming back from that one for sure. But let's watch the replay because I can. Damages, Hunchback 2C pulling forward. The damages across the board were just fantastic by everybody. Yeah,
very even.
374, 354, 400. It's just very good. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, you want to see those damages evenly spread among your team, and you get those wins. You want to know that everyone was contributing, pulling their weight. And the other part of contributing, when you see those even damages, typically means they were also taking damage evenly. If you see one guy pull 800 damage and the rest pull really low, it means that one guy probably was maybe hanging out around the edges, doing a ton of damage, but not sharing his armor.
So one thing to note, we were like, okay, well, why didn't they just go up and over? And I think it would have worked just fine for 331st to do that, to just basically go up and over. But bottom line, they've got a bunch of mechs that have jump jets on them. So I think they were fine with taking the low ground because they intended to essentially run up and just jump into them. Bottom line, it didn't really matter. The main thing is that they're within their optimal weapon range, and RavenWood was running on heat cap with ER larges. That's game over right there. So this was worrying me a little bit, seeing them all. They're distracted by the Jenner 2Cs. Like, they're all mean-mugging those Jenner 2Cs. So Jenner 2Cs have seen RavenWood. 331st knows exactly where they are. And this is a hell of a sneak attack, in my opinion. They had no clue 331st was this close to them. No clue. You see that Raven right there, coming up to take a look. Right there. Doesn't see anything. No seismic. That's trouble right there. This guy, I don't even think he did spot him. He heard those the SRMs whip right past his head, and then of course he starts getting some laser fire. But okay, now they know where they are. But look how close they are. That's like 300 meters, and pulses are gonna win out against ER larges at that range any day. So they did a little bit of pokey, and then they make the call, time to go. They get up in there, but they're just dropping damage left and right. And they run down this narrow channel, and they found a way to stay shoulder to shoulder enough to get all of these mechs shooting at that same target. And that was pretty impressive in such a narrow channel, slipping those shots through to land them. And I did see a lot of RavenWood mechs getting CT'd out without losing any other components, and that's rough. Gotta spread it a little bit better, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, you can't be shutting down in front of people. Of course, like we said, heat cap. Shutting down is even worse than just not being able to fire. You shut down, somebody's going to take advantage of that and kill you. But, you know, that's the nature of playing a ranged deck on Canyon Network. It's a risky maneuver, and you got to be ready to respond. But really, just knowing where your enemy is so important. So,
knowing where your enemy is and knowing what they're running, if they hadn't been aware that that was a closer range deck than what they were bringing, I would imagine they'd be in full speed reverse, trying to get that range advantage.
Absolutely.